Feminism, a movement that claims to dismantle patriarchy. But here's the paradox. Feminism doesn't just exist within patriarchy, it depends on it. It thrives on the very system it claims to oppose, feeding off its structures, protections and resources like a parasite that cannot survive without its host. Think about it. Every legal reform that feminists demand, alimony laws, child support systems, anti-harassment policies, requires enforcement by institutions built and maintained by patriarchy. Police forces, courts, legislatures. Feminists demand protection from men, then turn to men in uniform to enforce that protection. They decry male dominance, yet rely on male-built systems to shield them from harm. Is this liberation or dependence? And let's not forget the material foundation of feminist activism. Who constructs the roads they march on? Who powers the internet they use to call out toxic masculinity? Who invents and maintains the technology that amplifies their voices? The truth is, the infrastructure enabling feminist movements, from microphones to megaphones, was overwhelmingly created by men operating in patriarchal systems. Even the luxury of free time to theorize, critique, and protest, rests on comforts delivered by the very structures feminists claim to oppose. The food they eat, the water they drink, the energy that powers their protests, it's all sustained by systems built by men, often in hazardous, backbreaking labor. And yet these same men are vilified as oppressors, while feminists demand the fruits of their labor. Now let's talk about safety, a cornerstone of feminist ideology. Feminists often frame themselves as victims of male violence, but their security depends on men who enforce the law. Male police officers, male firefighters, male soldiers. The so-called oppressors become protectors when danger arises. And then there's reproduction, the biological reality feminists cannot escape. Feminism demands autonomy over women's bodies, yet it still relies on the labor of men to sustain families, fund maternity leave, and provide the societal stability needed to raise children. Even the concept of women's rights assumes a stable and secure society, one largely built and maintained by men. So what happens if patriarchy truly collapses? Who builds the next bridge, fixes the next power grid, or defends the borders? Feminism has no answers, because it doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists within patriarchy's framework, and without that structure, it crumbles. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Feminism doesn't destroy patriarchy. It feeds on it. It depends on it to pass laws, enforce protections, and maintain infrastructure. Feminism wants the privileges of patriarchy without its responsibilities. It demands the fruits of the system it claims to dismantle without ever planting seeds of its own. So what do we call a system that bites the hand that feeds it? A revolution or a parasite? What's your take? Is feminism a liberator or just a dependent disguised as a rebel? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more hard-hitting debates. Thanks for watching.